wide open all the time. Yes, I'll admit that I'm full of line. Because you're mine, I walk the line.
They sound good.
I keep it. I find it very, very easy to be true. I find myself alone when each day is through. Yes, I'll admit that I'm a fool for you. Because you're mine, I walk the line. Boom, boom.
You're massive fun.
I find it very, very easy to be true. I find myself alone when each day is through. So I'll admit that I'm a fool for you. Because you're mine,
I walk the line.
I walk the line. Gonna roll a fag.
Oh yeah, I've got. You can use this as an ashtray.
Okay, yeah, cheers, mate.
Christine.
Yeah, sorry, mate. I
No.
chucked 2 cigarettes on the floor.
No, you're okay. I find it very, very, very easy
To be true, I find myself alone singing through. Yes, I'll admit that I'm a fool for you.
because you're mine. I walk the line.
Thank you very much.
Hear that train a coming.
It's rolling down the hill,
But I ain't
seen the sunshine since I don't know when. But I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on. But that train keeps rolling on down Chinatown. Ready? Do 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 do. Train keeps. It's going to answer this in a minute. Carry on, go. You alright, son? I'm doing a podcast.
Oh wow.
Look. There's Mike's.
It's got all the gear.
There's my friend Simon.
Hello, how you doing?
That's Simon and I'm Simon. And there's the camera.
Wow.
Yeah. You alright, boy?
Alright.
Nice. So I'll give you a ring later.
Alright.
Alright, mate. Because we're in. We're going live. No, we're not really. Going live on YouTube. No, we're not really. Alright, boyo.
Yeah.
Alright, son. Love ya.
Bye.
I'll give you a bell. Go on.
So the song,
All
the
right,
song.
baby.
Shall I remember the song?
Yeah, do you remember it?
Yeah. Oh. So Simon said. So Simon said. He said. So Simon said. That's the harmony, isn't it? What's the melody?
I
Fuck.
know. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4.
So Simon said. He said. So Simon said. Get out of bed with the dreadful Simon said. You won't always be on time. But Simon said. He said that's fine. I did one more EI, but I'm happy.
That'd
with
be
that.
alright,
Yeah,
wouldn't it?
yeah, it's cool. Anything. That's what I should
Nice.
have done on Friends. I'll just do a few more.
It's a
of
bit
these.
like Friends, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite uplifting.
It's like, I'll be there for you.
Yeah.
But it's nothing like that. It's quite a warm day.
What is the bit in I'll Be There For You that does the I'll be there for you? Does it even do that?
I'll be there for you too.
That's a good chord. Right? Down, 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 down. You know, it's a good bit, isn't it? Down, 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 down,
Saw a little clip of the guy one of the guys, and he was talking about how anxious he felt when that song would come on. Because obviously it was always like he was in the film, you know, he was in
I
Friends.
see, fair.
You know, and it was freaking him out.
What, he didn't like the track?
I mean, I wasn't really into Friends, but
No.
not Joey.
Do you think, you know, like, because it would always be on in the background wherever you go, sort of thing. So, because when he's filming it, he doesn't have to listen to the. Oh, look, I can walk with this. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He doesn't. When they film it, he wouldn't have to listen to the track. So he must just get triggered from it because it's always on the fucking TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. So you alright then, mate?
Yeah, good. Thank
Have
you.
you had a good week?
Yeah, we've. I'm happy we've got these new microphones to try. And then what else has happened? I'm happy we've got the Victorious thing.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, I feel like. Should we talk about that?
If you like.
Absuma band are playing on Under the Tree stage in the morning, and then straight afterwards, Simon Dinwiddie's playing on the slightly. What's that stage? It's the bigger one.
It's by the sea.
By the Sea stage. Is that the biggest stage you've ever played, Si?
I don't know. I've not seen it.
It looks pretty big.
I think it can take
I've wedged this.
an audience. See how that goes.
Yeah, I've never played. The biggest stage I've ever played is Bognor Rocks.
Oh, okay.
In you know, probably like 2000 and something, 2014 or something. Oh God, how long? I don't know. Over 10, maybe 10 years ago or more, and we played. The Nuts played the Bognor Rocks stage, but and that was the first time it felt like I was actually a bit scared for walking on. You know, because we were walking up this ramp, and there was quite a lot of people. I was only Bognor, but there was actually a lot of people.
That was a big deal, wasn't it, Bognor Rocks?
Yeah, we won a Battle of the Bands, and then we got this slot on there on the evening that was rammed, and we were really excited about that. But I think even this one we're doing at Victorious, I think it's still more. It's probably more people. I don't know how many people there'll be there in the morning, but I like those morning slots because I like that. You know, when I'm at a festival in the morning, I'm just having a coffee, just watching something, sitting down. I'm very happy with that part of the day. Obviously, it'd be nice to play an evening.
Yeah, but it's a tricky one because then you're competing with all the big acts.
Oh yeah, fair. People fuck off, see Kings of Leon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you reckon you'll get to meet any of these? Who would you want to
I don't
meet out
know.
of this lineup?
I don't know really. I haven't
Yeah.
really thought about it. Is that bad?
No, I don't think
Does
so.
that mean I'm selfish to the core? Not even asked. It's just like,
I feel like at a festival, if there's like some small band and I see them walking around and they're not famously people, I sort of go, oh, I really like your set.
yeah.
Yeah, I do.
What,
I
just
do
to, even if
say-
you haven't heard their set?
No, if
just to batter them up.
No, if I watched it.
I love
yeah.
you guys.
Yeah, like at Shambhala one year, I was like, oh, I'll buy your like EP. They had like a homemade EP, this little band, and then they were like, and I didn't have a fiver on me, and I only had cash, and then they're like, oh, and I was like, I'll give it to you when I see, cause I'll come see you the next day. And I just gave it to them when they're on stage the next night.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think if I undo this won't affect the sound, will it?
No, of course not. You are.
Still on. Well, it's a nice day, isn't it?
Yeah, it's mental.
I think the last couple of times we filmed, it looked nice, but it was probably cold, wasn't it? There was a wind.
I would
All of a
say.
sudden today, it's like summer heat,
Yeah.
which is amazing.
Yeah, it is nice.
Yeah. Yeah, so tell me then, like what was life like for you growing up? What was life like for you? What's your first memories? Do you remember anything? Anything that sticks out?
I have this weird memory of sitting on a field somewhere, and maybe it was when we lived in Burpham or Burpham.
Yeah.
So my granddad built. That's a good story in a way because he built that house in Burpham, this big house called Absuma. he was a gypsy, grew up in like caravans and things, and then he made money like laying roadworks, and then enough to buy this big house. He built, and it was cheaper that than to do stuff on it, but he built this house in Bertham where loads of it's just rich people now. It used to be like farmers and rich people or whatever. And people like my granddad, yeah, and now it's mostly just rich people, I think, because the farmers probably, I don't know what, they're probably dead.
They're rich too, aren't they?
Yeah, maybe they're what. You know, like the farmhands used to live. They live on the ground. They're given like a abode to live in, and they're just kind of normal. But now people live there, and they all have like fucking, you know, futuristic looking houses, and they're pilots and stuff. But anyway, so he built a house and called it Absuma. But on I had my first memory, or maybe. I weirdly remember like sitting there as a kid banging a drum or something. But I don't think that was. It's just one of those. It might not even be a real memory.
Yeah.
It might just be one of those ones that's not real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like music, so what was it like for you, like when you were young? What music, you know, turned you on, like to begin with? What was it that made you a musical person? You must have had an experience with music.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, I always like, Mum's always got great taste in stuff, like she's got good taste in movies, so I always feel even now, like I've seen all the good films, not all of them, but I've seen the ones that are important, or like the cool ones, and I think that was down to her really. And then growing up in her car, like she'd always have, she had like Buddy Holly and stuff on, and but she had this. We were really into the Beach Boys when we were young because she had this Beach Boys CD.
Nice.
She used to take us to see like at Worthing Assembly Hall the tribute acts like Buddy Holly at Christmas. I used to really like that, and then. But I guess also alongside that, maybe that was when I was a little bit older. But when I was sort of 6, they took me to like a classical guitar teacher called Mr. Sasha Leftoff in Bognor, who's still there now. I've recently reconnected with him.
Yeah.
A Russian man
Wow.
named Sasha, and he runs his own guitar school there, and he's quite amazing, really. But so I guess, and she took me there every week, every Wednesday for like 10 years. I was there learning with him, and he. And just because my brother was already doing violin and piano.
Wow.
So and they took him to learn piano at his wife's house, Sasha's wife's house, Nina, and then he just happened to teach guitar, and then. But so it gave me a good fundamental thing, and because I started so young with lessons, it was part of my routine to just do it every week, and I didn't really have a choice really. I mean, I could have said I don't like it, but I was quite a shy kid. So I just
did you
went on
like
with
it?
everything. I think so. Yeah, I used to like him, and. It was hard because with classical stuff you do all these grades and that, you know, grade 1, 2, 3, and you know, as I got older I started to not bother to practice really and stuff like that, and I used to he used to always put me in for all these competitions and concerts in Bognor because he'd encourage people to play when they're really young, and I used to like get the shakes. I used to be really nervous at playing classical guitar on stage. I used to shake. And I think, and sometimes I'll be in there before like playing, I go, I don't want to do it. But I always generally did do it.
Yeah.
It was a couple of times. And then there was one moment when I was like, Mum got another teacher to come around called Andy, and then he was teaching me like, Chili Peppers and Guns N' Roses, and I learnt into that more because I was young and thought it was great, and then.
You must have been like a duck to water when it came to the pop music.
Yeah, I loved it.
Because it was easier to play and more effective.
Easier to play, and people at school would think you're cool.
Yeah.
And then one time at a classical guitar competition, I just learnt Wonderwall, so I went up and was supposed to play this like. But I went up and played Wonderwall, but I didn't see the irony.
That's rebellious, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, but it's not. It's not. You could play Wonderwall, can't you, Si?
I can, but
I've not played it since
I
that day.
can.
Probably.
I can a bit, but I think I'll play it wrong.
But
Are you going to do us a recite it now?
I didn't sing or anything. I just strummed the chords, and I was like, "Fuck you!" And then after that, Mr. Leftoff Sasha said, "Simon, that's very interesting music."
Yes.
But it was a good but then, to be honest, after that, I did get quite deep into classical guitar for a bit, and I got to grade 7. I never took
wow.
grade 8 because I never.
That's the last one, 8, right?
Yeah, I never did that one. So I went at that point. I went to do other stuff, and I left that teaching. But I'm going to start trying to relearn pieces I used to play then, and I'm going to learn some new pieces. I recently learnt one.
Wow.
But that's not playing it properly, you know. But it's in my head. I'm learning.
That's lovely, isn't it?
It is nice.
You could do your grade 8 now, couldn't you?
I could do, but it's
could
it's
book it.
hard. Yeah, like I looked at grade 7 pieces and I tried to relearn them and I read the music and stuff. And I just couldn't even work it out. Now, if I did it, I'd go on YouTube and watch someone play it and just copy them.
So when you did your grades, what would be like then when you're going to do a grade?
It's very stiff. You learn the 3 pieces and then you learn some scales, and sometimes they teach you on like test you on some oral listening thing, you know, it's for test.
Yeah.
And then you go in the room and the examiners used to come to the Bogner hall, and then you'd wait outside and it'd be really tense. And if you're me, I used to really crack under pressure, so all the stuff I'd learned on the test situation, I'd be like really get it all wrong.
Yeah.
But so I'd generally come out and go, oh, it was rubbish, and Mum was like, oh, don't worry. But then I'd generally get a pass or a merit.
Yeah.
I may have got the higher mark once, but it feels like another world now.
Wow.
I don't know if I would ever encourage people to do grades and stuff. Oh no, I fucking have. Christina learning bass, I got her a grade 4 bass book just because it's got the tracks and stuff to learn. I thought I think she would like that process of doing it. But maybe it's just me sort of being reliving my sort of traumatic past of grades.
I had piano lessons with my granny, but we never did the grades. And I was going to do the grade, but I was so small. I don't know how old I was. And I had this, because she had all these pictures of like Beethoven and things on the walls, and we'd do this piano lesson. But I had this imagination like this was going to be someone guy with a top hat, and it was going to be like going back, you know, to the 1700s or something. As a boy, like not in those words, but I just had this in my mind. It was going to be a really frightening experience, and you know, so I never did it. I never did one.
But how far did you get with piano with her? Like, do you remember any little things you learned? Or?
Yeah, but I don't think I got far. But I still did it.
Yeah.
But we never did a grade, so we sort of skipped the, the qualification bit.
Yeah.
But
which I think's totally.
But I didn't get very far.
I think it's a good thing that if you got your son or daughter a guitar teacher and they were taking them through the grades, I think that's fair, because it's like a lesson plan and it plans their next like 10 years of or 5 years of music, and it's all right, rather than every time they show up and if you had me teach you, be like, right, have I taught you this one?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
totally.
I think it sort of makes sense, but.
You'd get at least you know that they're progressing somewhere.
Yeah, they're aiming for something, even if it's. I think my problem with classical guitar is because I was always playing solo guitar stuff, and there was some ensemble things and that. But I think I had a lot of trouble playing in time because I'd always just play by myself, and I'm still a bit like that now, really. Do you know what I mean?
Interesting. Yeah.
I think compared to some of my friends, like maybe Jack, I think he played bands from quite a young age and stuff, and I always feel like he's got a very good sense of staying in time. Whereas in all the first music projects I did, if on any of the recordings back, I'd always speed up or something. We all did a bit, but I felt like I actually had to sort of go, oh, what am I doing?
Yeah. Do you ever play with a metronome?
No, you know, I feel like. Do you?
No. But I record a lot at home, so I use, I'm always playing to a beat.
Yes, to be fair, same. That's how I do all the demos and stuff generally. I always do a click because it's easier, isn't it, to line everything up.
Well, I don't like clicks, actually, but I prefer to get a drum loop and play to that.
Yeah.
Just a boom, boom, boom.
Oh yeah, same. I dragged the first one in.
Yeah.
So, do you feel like sometimes when you're making up a song, it kind of dictates what the song is, whatever loop you've dragged into it?
Maybe. Maybe that's not helpful. Maybe I should try some different rhythms.
I don't know. A lot of my songs I thought of like that. I think it's all right, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Sometimes I'm like, I'm in 150 BPM mood today.
Yeah.
Or sometimes I'm in a slower mood.
I've got this new software, and it's the Luna one, Universal Audio, and it's free. And I put it on this new Mac, and it's quite good because once you've sort of done the tune, if you just highlight everything and change the tempo, everything just squashes down to a perfect. When Pro Tools didn't do that so easy. I think you can do it on Pro Tools, but it's made it really easy, like to speed stuff up. And then when I've done a demo and then I speed it up, everything's a lot more in time.
Oh, fair.
Because obviously it's going quicker and it seems like tighter. Isn't that interesting?
What is that you use? Luna?
Luna.
Oh, what's that like?
Great. I've really got on well with it.
I've only ever used Logic because it's just the one I've got.
Yeah.
Because, everyone around me were using it, I think. So I was like, I must have to have that. Must be the only one.
Yeah.
You don't really know.
Yeah. Well, like, it's similar. I mean, I only seen Pro Tools because my this guy recorded our first record, produced our first record, used Pro Tools. So I hung around in the studio for quite a long time, and he was very generous with his time. And Dave M. Allen, shout out to Dave M. Allen. Amazing, and he used Pro Tools. So when I decided to get some little home recording set up, I really wanted Pro Tools, because I felt like that was pro.
That was the pro one.
Yeah, but I think that Logic is is obviously probably used more now than probably Pro Tools. I think the younger people use, a lot more of the younger generation coming through are more Logic people, whereas like everyone that was, gone from analog to digital transition mostly used Pro Tools because that was the industry standard at the time.
Yeah, fair.
So they learn on Pro Tools.
I remember, I went to BIM, you know that, didn't you?
Right.
For like 4 years.
Yeah.
And I remember one of the things was about like song composition and stuff. And they're like, what's everyone doing for their song competition? How's everyone getting on? And I said, well, it went around, I was like, well, I'm going to buy a Mac and get Logic and then I'll do it. And they're like, oh, good luck. Because I didn't realise how much of an undertaking it was at the time. I thought you just get Logic and then you make finished tracks. Do you know what I mean? Just there and then. Which arguably you can.
It just takes a learning, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I'd never even used a Mac before.
Yeah. It was a curve. It took me about a year. I mean, I did get a track off the bat, and it took me, obviously, learning as I went, and I managed to record something, and that was quite a buzz. And I think the first one I wrote was Away Boy, and I released that, didn't I? Yeah, and that was a buzz. But yeah, really, it took me about a year. Didn't really understand what a compressor was doing.
No.
And I would be compressing stuff, and I'll be honest, I couldn't really hear the difference. And an EQ as well. So I just used like all the presets on everything, and I've definitely overdone it. And if I go back to some of those old projects now on the computer, like the processing's just all over the place, and some are really muddy and some are really bright. I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I couldn't hear the difference. But now I sort of know what I want in a rough way.
I think I'm still pretty haphazard with stuff. I think I don't always take the time for it to sink in. I think I know what a compressor does a bit, but I feel like it's a means to an end for me, I think, with demos.
Yeah.
I just get them on there. And
I
then...
just use it sparingly. Everything really spare, subtly.
Okay, fair.
And often if I use a preset, I'll back it right back. So like there'll be an EQ preset, and then I'll back everything back, so it's a lot more subtle. So I've just hinted that way.
Yeah.
Because the more you do, then you get yourself in a pickle.
Yeah.
But I just try and somehow I've managed to tune in. I was tone deaf. I didn't know, like I couldn't set an amp. But anyway, that's another story.
What? No.
No. So tell me more. Like, what was it like? So basically, so you young, you remember being on the grass. You remember Absuma. You remember the house. You remember banging on the pots and pans. And your mum had good taste in music.
Yeah.
And she used to take you to shows and things like that. And then, so you'd learning guitar. How old were you when you started learning guitar? Classical guitar?
6.
So about 6. That's amazing. So by the time you were in secondary school, what was that like when you first went to secondary school? Like socially, how did you feel? And what was it like to sort of like, you know, get into that sort of like find your way in terms of like the music crowd and it, you know, it's going to be loads of questions, but sort of when did you feel like that was what you was going to pursue?
There was, when I felt on my first day at Littlehampton School, walking around, I think I've said this before, but I'll say it again because it's funny, but we were walking around to school and it was like the first day of school, we were being shown around, and there was this kid and he was like, and I was pretty nervous, and we went to Rustington School, and I feel like we were all a bit more sheltered than some like wick kids, do you know what I mean? I think that's just what it's like, innit? And then we went to, we were being led around. This kid was like, "Oh, look at him, he's a weirdo. Let's bully him." And then there was this kid called, a big tall one called Jamie, and he was like, "No, leave him alone. He's all right." And I felt like my experience was always all right. I felt like I was always quite lucky and stuff.
Yeah.
I wasn't as big as the biggest kid at school, but I didn't get beaten up the whole way through. I don't know how I did it for all those years. I guess I must have stayed well clear. But the big kids used to say, unless you want the same, you better look away like there's nothing. Look away like there's nothing. Look away like there's nothing.
And then when the guitar was just my way of, because I was generally the best one at it in my class and that, because I was learning some of the things they liked. I felt like it was always no one would really take the piss out of me, really.
Yeah, wow, yeah. Because you could just sing fucking Wonderwall to them.
Sing one, yeah. Or I wonder what would have impressed them back then. I knew like Beach Boys ones and stuff, but and then I can't even remember. I remember learning Peggy Sue in primary school.
Oh, mate, that's a tune.
If you knew Peggy Sue, then you know how I feel about Peggy. My Peggy Sue. Oh, well, I love you, girl, and I need you, Peggy Sue. There's a good bit.
I mean, you know, it's almost like, that's so punky, isn't it, Peggy Sue?
Yeah, yeah, you're right. And I like the pretty Peggy Sue. Yeah, well good, that. I fucking love Buddy Holly, actually,
he's
and
amazing.
I like the one, Just You Know Why. Why you and I
It's a tune.
should by and by. That's a good one.
I'm going to listen to Buddy Holly when I get home.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's fresh. It feels like a breath of fresh air still.
Yeah.
And
What a guy.
yeah, and well, alright, so I'm being foolish. Do you know that one?
Yeah.
That's a cool one. I'm just sitting here reminiscing, wondering who you've been kissing, baby.
Wow.
Oh, baby. The fun we've had kinda makes you feel so bad, and I'm lonely.
Like, we were going to a dance. Like,
It's weird.
yeah.
in a way, like you're like that with your A's and D's and that, innit? You're ones like you strum some chords like that and make a good track out of it. Like,
Yeah, I did for a while. I
Have you
did,
done
yeah.
new chords?
No, not new chords. I'm just not up there. I call them nut chords,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
they're open chords.
Yeah.
And I always called them nut chords. Do you know anyone else who calls them nut chords?
Yeah.
Or did I make that up?
I think no, that's normal. Yeah.
Yeah, good. Because I said it to someone the other day and they thought it was amazing. They were like, nut chords.
It is. I think nut chords better than.
They thought it was great.
Yeah.
We all had a good time, good laugh.
Well, now you're doing
I
some.
thought I was original. Maybe it's a Little Hampton thing. The old nut
The old
chords.
probably.
The old go nut chords.
Are you? Do you mean you're doing like bar?
Yeah, but I did that anyway. But do you know where that come from? It was like, because I was listening to loads of Johnny Cash and Bob Dylan and Buddy Holly, actually, around sort of my early 20s. And I was totally like, and, you know, late teens. And I was totally fucked up, you know, in terms of like emotionally and, you know, I was using alcohol and things like that. But like, it really inspired me, like, and I used to do all my songs like that. Like, and I used to play acoustic, actually.
You do on the 199 video, you playing acoustic on the beach.
Yeah, but
around
yeah,
that time?
but that was just for effect.
Yeah, just for the vibe. I mean, I play acoustic now in the band.
Do you know where that guitar come from? Someone I knew that was like a burglar, and like I didn't know him well, but he was a burglar, right? He was a
Yeah.
bad guy, and I was out with him one night, and we was on amphetamines, and he had this guitar, and he told me like I think he'd stolen it from someone's house, and he left it at my brother's house, and then I ended up acquiring it. Obviously, I didn't know who he'd burgled it off, otherwise perhaps I'd have given it back. Maybe I never asked the question, so maybe I wouldn't have done. But yeah, and then I ended up giving it to my manager's son at the time.
I feel like it went on its journey it needed to, that guitar.
Perhaps it wasn't getting used.
Yeah.